There we go. We're live again. The reason why it was flickering is because it was blowing in the wind. The stand isn't steady. Yeah, right then. Yeah, don't worry. You're on for long. What? Your phone? No. That's weird. Yeah. We're back. Right then, let's have another let's have a recast. Now we've done all of that faffing about. There we go. Let's actually see what's going on. That's what someone said. So, right then. Casting number 2. Skateboarders, don't you hate them? That's what that was. I thought it was a train. Skateboarders overhead. Come on, fishy, fishy. Keep around that one too. There's me. No, it's that typing like that. So let's see if we can actually get a bite tonight. So again, I've got the same rig that I used when I was at Drinkwater Park the other night. So we've got just a ground bait feeder and a worm, and normally the speed of flow here is about, well, probably about a quarter of a mile an hour. But because it's been hammering with rain recently, I'd say there's quite a good strong pushing flow through, and probably on about a 1 mile an hour flow. But it's interesting. Phil and I came the other night to try and take some pictures, just to test out this camera that I've been given, and we saw loads of fish rising. Can't believe it. You know, all that horrible weather, and we're just outside the BBC buildings and Match of the Day studio over there, and we couldn't believe how many fish were topping actually in the Ship Canal part here. So we're terrified it's going to absolutely hammer it down with rain. So we're hiding under this bridge, because if we set up further down, we're worried we're going to get a soaking.
I don't think it's going to rain.
So it is due to rain. Obviously, it's Manchester. It's due to rain later. So who's hiding out there? Have we got Mike Green on? Have we got Carol? Are you out there? Come on, reveal yourselves, viewers. Who are you and where are you from? And do you go fishing? I just found out. I'm not going to tell you because he might be catching loads of fish. But another friend of mine is actually fishing at the exact opposite end of the Mersey to where we are. So he's live fishing at Perch Rock. Sea fishing, which what we said we were going to do tonight, but unfortunately my wife had to work today. So the high tide in Liverpool was 4 o'clock. So it would have been a bit rubbish going sea fishing in Liverpool on the bottom of the ebb. I mean, Perch Rock is at the very end, at the mouth of the Mersey. Perch Rock is a noted low tide mark, but I've got work tomorrow and I don't fancy having a late night. At least here I'm only 15 minutes away from home, whereas if I go out to Perch Rock it takes about an hour and a half to get home. I mean, it's great fishing, but we won't be finishing till at least 11 o'clock at night, midnight, and then it's an hour and a half to come home, and then my lovely children wake me up about 7 o'clock in the morning to get ready to school. Being the domestic god that I am, having to make packed lunches and things like that. But it's amazing I can make a packed lunch now without swearing. But only just without swearing.
To be prepared and do it the night before.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. My mum used to make my school dinners like the night before, and the bread was like stale, soggy or stale. It was either one or the other, soggy or stale butties at school. Jogger gone past, doing his knees no good.
Must be a lot of scruffy players down
Well, I'd like to think there's some bream, roach, dace, carp, all sorts in the bottom end of this, of the turning basin here at Salford Quays. Any United fans out there? Hang on. There you go, in the distance. Between that great big plume of smoke or steam, you can see a little strip of red light. And that red light, believe it or not, that'll split back there. That strip of light is Man United. And you can see the top left corner, you can see the tram going past into city centre Manchester. And I think they put blue light under the bridge to stop people finding the veins, to be honest with you. I know all the best nightclubs. I've been to a few nightclubs in Manchester and they put UV light in the toilets. And it's not to make your t-shirt go white. It's to stop you shooting up with whatever. So this is live stream number 4. And to my recollection, we've not had a bite yet. Not a fish. Have we had a bite? No, we've not had a bite on any of these lime streams. So, but it is January. At night, it's 2 degrees here, 3 degrees. It's freezing cold.
There's a tram.
But there's a tram to watch. There's another tram coming past. Where's that line to? That one?
That one, Aldrin.
No, it's not. Does that one go to the Trafford Centre? I'm not.
Through here, is it for Aldrin?
No, I think that's the new line to the Trafford. That is definitely the one to the Trafford Centre. Yeah. City centre to the shopping mecca of the northwest. Still no bites. Yeah. I got trapped there once on a Boxing Day sale by my missus, who decided to go shopping. And she couldn't get out of the car park. A car broke down. She was in tears. Come and rescue me. So I had to go in there, and I couldn't get out either. It cost me £100 to get a car sorted, and £100 for all the food and drink that we had while we were in there. My mental calculator has still totted it up. Oh, no, someone's jogging over the bridge. Come on, all we want is a little bite. There's loads of fish here, because we've seen them.
Yeah.
On Friday evening we
So
came.
on Friday, yeah.
Friday evening we came. And
Small fish.
there were fish topping everywhere. But obviously I've come today with the rod hook and worms. No, rod hull and evening. Rod hook and worms. And as yet, there's been nothing. Now, one thing I like about this place, if we catch a bream, it's gonna be huge, because they average about £7 here. So let's see what happens. And the other good thing is I've got my watch working, Phil. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
So I got a watch for Christmas,
Technology.
and it spent more time on the charge than it has on my wrist. I wish you'd have just got me like a Timex, where you change the battery every 2 years. A classic Timex is what I really was after. There we go. I mean, it's a nice place to spend the evening, so.
It's quite pleasant. Chilly.
And it's not windy. So there we go. Oh, tip action then. See, Phil missed it, I didn't. And there's a lot of debris floating past, so it might just be debris hitting the line. But we had tip action. I was watching. It wasn't the rattle. It was like a slow pull, if you get me.
Definitely.
Yeah, but it pulled back. It might be me not paying attention, but all I saw was the slow pull backwards. What we either want is the 3 foot slow pull that goes round, and then you know you've got a massive bream, or we want the rat-a-tat-tat with a little roach or perch. But the bream on here, when you get a bite, they're absolutely.
Yeah.
The bites are spectacular. It's like being on the river when you're barbel fishing and you get that 3 foot twitch. On here, your rod tip just goes round and keeps going. Went to the football yesterday, 4-4 draw. How spectacular is that? Non-league football in the mud.
3 mud goals.
Yeah, it was like going back to like the big match in the 1970s or Match of the Day, where the pitch was just like a mud bath, and nearly every single goal was caused by the ball sticking in the mud in the penalty area. None of the players are used to it. They're all used to playing on like lovely flat grass bowling greens. But because FC United are so skint, they're desperate to get every match on that they can, no matter what the weather. So they work really hard to get the pitch in order, and it looked great. Look. Did my rod tip move? No, it might just be me. But they worked so hard to get the match on, and I think they conned the referee a little bit. As soon as they started playing on it, it cut up something terrible. Then in the last last half an hour of the game, it just absolutely hammered down. And these lads are only on like 200-300 quid a week, aren't they? But,
Yeah.
but Phil sat it outside. I had my little girl with me, so I sat in the bar. Nice central heating, and watched the game through the glass windows. And I was talking to one of the players who was injured, and he was laughing, saying how glad he was. Because he's contracted, he gets paid anyway. But he said how glad he was that he was injured and not out there in the rain, laughing at all of his teammates. So it's one of the nice things about non-league football. So the players tend to be quite nice. They don't have all the trappings of the multi-millionaires from Man United over there. From them over there on the other side of the Ship Canal, who avoids talking to the unwashed public, the great unwashed. Let's just jiggle that feed a tiny bit, there we go. Just empties the feeder out a little bit and moves the ground bait cloud around a little bit. But if you think about it, this water now, it's got the contents of every bloody drain in Greater Manchester going through it. So the variety of smells. My ground bait will be masked in that. This isn't gin clear, spring-fed chalk stream that we're fishing. So I think soon we'll have to have a Manchester City Man United challenge. When the weather warms up a tiny bit, we'll go and have a fish on the canal outside Man City's ground. And then the next night we'll come and fish out on the canal outside Man United's ground, because obviously this is the Ship Canal. Between here and obviously the red strip that is Man United over there is the Bridgewater Canal. So Man City are on the Ashton Canal, Man United are on the Bridgewater. And we'll see outside which ground we can catch the most fish.
Just the other side of the canal, in Salford United.
Well, yeah. Well, they're not in Manchester, are they? They're in Trafford. Well, it's in Greater Manchester, so that counts, doesn't it?
I don't know, it's called Salford Canal.
Is the screen flick? Is it a steady picture?
It's a steady picture, just now and again.
Look, it's because the camera is. Hang on, everybody. I'm just going to upset you all. Just put a bit of weight on the bottom of the tripod because the camera is flickering slightly. There we go. Hopefully that might stop it a little bit.
It's alright.
They've made it even worse.
It's not bad.
It's made it worse. I've got a rotten cheap tripod that I bought from Poundland for £2. Phil was saying, buy this one for 13 quid, it's got a light on the top. But I've gone cheap and now I'm paying the price.
This screen is wrong.
I'm just going to put my hand in front of the screen. I want to see. Hang on. Oh, there we go. How long that takes to arrive on Phil's screen we're watching it. What sort of delay we've got. Phil's in charge of the technology, it's not working very well. There you go. Tunes you back in. There we go. See how long it takes my fingers to arrive. If they arrive. Back up the channel. the chat. So who's been anybody who's been out fishing recently? Come in that chat, get going. And I haven't got a single thumbs up yet, you lot out there. So if you're watching my rod tip not moving, give me a thumbs up.
I feel like I haven't got any thumbs.
Phil says he's got no thumbs. He's so cold.
Just my fingers.
Yeah, give me a thumbs up, give me a like and a subscribe. Because I think I've got, I don't know, 458 subscribers. It's going up slowly. 458 subscribers I've got. And if we can get, by some miracle, to 1,000, it releases a lot of different features for live streaming that make things a little bit better. So obviously the more subscribers you've got, the more things they allow you to do. Right, it's 8:23. We'll have another 7 minutes, and then we'll have a reeling and a cast.
Just tapped out.
Really?
Just loading.
Well, probably someone throwing a dead cat in. You find all sorts of things in this ship canal. Dead birds, dead bodies, guns, you name it, everything. Absolutely everything. Snakes are found. Live ones as well. There's only 2 watchers. Everybody else has lost the will to live. We're going to be here till about 9:30, I think. We might stretch it till 10 o'clock if we start getting any bites, but I was here early on in the day with the kids. I should have brought a big couple of
Fish
big.
is right in front of you.
Yeah, it has as well. Don't know if the screen picked that up because of that stupid blue light that's on, but there are fish here. So we've just had a fish top. So things are looking up.
Definitely sign of life.
Well, we know there's fish here. It's just a matter of getting our presentation right, isn't it? That's all it's always about. You worry a little bit that with it being what I might do in the next cast is pack the ground bait in really tight. So the last couple of times I left it loose a bit, and as I'm casting in, and the feeder's settling on the deck, it might just be empty before as it's bouncing around. So, in fact, I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to bring it back. I'm going to absolutely pack the feeder, put it really tight. So hang on, whoop, we go.
It's definitely got a huge delay.
It's a huge delay.
Yeah.
Oh well, whatever it's got, it's got.
That's the like water recording today.
What's up?
It's working as a camera.
What should
I'll have a look at it in a minute, but strange, but that's a column of steam. The rod's still in the water, but
Oh, who knows? Right, packed up the feeder a little bit tighter. There we go.
About a 3-minute delay on that because the tram's just arriving. It went through about 5 minutes ago, 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah. Well, there's an easy way to sort that out. Hang on. Turn it off. You keep me eye on that rod tip. Turn it off.
Waiting on the wall.
I don't know what he's doing. We need to have a clock, like a digital timer clock, so that we know where we're up to. Oh, not to worry. I bet no one's been out fishing. There's only you and me who've been daft enough, all the sea fishermen. Because weather's been so horrible, hasn't it, recently? Well, we're up to 4 people viewing at the moment, so come on, has anybody been out fishing recently? Just, you can say so in the chat. See, what's happening is the feeder isn't heavy enough and it's slowly just bouncing round. So what we really need to do is just drop the feeder directly underneath where we're fishing at the side. Ooh. No. Action, no. Rod tip went, and I thought, well, it's probably some debris. There's so much coming down, but we'll give anything a try at the moment. And it's actually still got a little bit of ground baiting, which is what we were after. So packing it a little bit hard has worked, but oh my word, excitement. Can you believe it? Excitement. So this time, Phil, we'll suss this place out in the end. You know what it's like? We'll just drop it a little bit closer in, so that we're not spreading the ground bait out too far. See, I made a schoolboy error then. Make a lot of them. I just looked myself. Not too bad. I'll survive. I don't need to.
At least it's not in your ear hole.
I don't. Yeah, there's no trip to A&E necessary. There we go. Just let that settle. Let's see what happens. I'm sitting on my unhooking mat, which is very nice. So it acts as like a thermal pad of insulation. It's like having a cushion on my deck chair, on your garden furniture.
With the house. Alright.
Yeah?
Quite warm. Steve Hibbert
Hi Steve. What do you have to say?
didn't manage to make it out last week. Wanted to get out before something.
Yeah, but the weather's due to dry. It's going to get colder, but the weather forecast says it's going to start drying up a little bit now. Which for me, sadly, it means a lot of work because I've got a roof to fix.
Really? Guess that means I've got a bit of work.
It does, Phil's my labourer. So Phil and I have just been young couples walk past, and we've just been gassed with the smell of weed. Does make me laugh because
Don't need to buy it.
I know you just sniff it off other people. It's horrible. But they didn't even have anything lit. It's just lingers on the coats and the clothes, isn't it? Can't stand the stuff. Well, saying that, I can't stand the stuff. At one point in my life, I loved the stuff. But those days are gone. Like, yeah, you know, kids leave home. I'm at a loose end. Might start it up again. Sit at the end of the garden, roll a fat one. But it does appear to rot your brain cells from the inside out. Well, yeah, we used to smoke. What do you call it? Resin. Moroccan black. Black resin in a block, and now it's all freshly grown in Salford.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's none of that long life product left anymore. It's super strength, locally grown produce.
Wherever you go, you can usually find it growing in a ditch.
Yeah, Steve Hibbert, if you're still there, what sort of fishing? Where are you going to go fishing? What sort of fishing do you do? At the moment, me and Phil are doing desperate fishing, as in desperate for a bite. I mean, we could go to a comic one day this week, but
You've seen Desperate Housewives. You've got
Desperate Fisherman. Yeah, that's the one. Desperate Fisherman of Salford. I can't.
Housewives of Cheshire.
I can't.
Anglers
Yeah,
of Salford.
Anglers of Salford. I can't see it being syndicated on Channel 4. Can you? Play back on Dave during the day. What's what? What's someone whistling? Well, in your case, Phil, it's the ghost of Christmas past, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Could have been a fish topping as well. Don't we need stronger tip, bigger feed, heavier feeder?
Need a beach cast.
No. Need a, whoa. What was it? Come back again. The rod tip moved, but it was a definite debris bite, a liner. Just slowly went forward an inch, slowly came back an inch.
You're going to head out to the Bridgewater near Kellogg's, you think?
Good spot, wise choice, plenty of skimmers.
Probably take anything that swims.
I love them. Bridgewater, world's oldest place. They say they've got this thing that it's world's oldest canal, built in 1739 or whatever it was.
I think the Romans.
I think the Romans and the Greeks built a few. No one's giving them any credit. Must be terrible to be a Roman and be forgotten about. Augustus Agricola. Was he a Roman? I just put two like Roman sounding words together.
Agricola was Roman.
Yeah, so it was Augustus, he was an emperor. I should just say Augustus Agricola Caesar, and then you've covered all bases.
Agricola was a general.
Who? Agricola was a general.
General.
Right. Wow. News to me.
He was the guy.
Was he the one in Gladiator?
No, he was the one that conquered Britain. Was it?
No, it was Julius Caesar conquered Britain.
No, he didn't.
Of course he did.
He was the first one that came.
44 BC. That's what I got. I got O level history.
Yeah, but that was after Caesar.
Was it?
He
Oh,
was
hang
dead
on.
by-
A history buff. Have a look. We've got any.
Any plans to do a
Live stream on the old river. Yeah, definitely. So, is that Steve Hibbert again?
Yeah.
Steve, I'm gonna announce this week the summer season of matches. So every other Wednesday evening, going to have matches on the old river like we normally do. Last year they were Thursday, this year they're going to be Wednesdays.
We'll stream them.
And we're going to live stream them. So I will actually catch fish because I'm quite good on the matches at the old river. It took me quite a while to get my method right. And once I've sort of like, I'm happy with the method that works quite well. If I'm in the right peg, you can expect some hot action. But what I was doing last year, and I slowly wound it back. I was overfeeding the pegs. I was overfeeding my swim. So once I realised that and started reducing the amount of feed that was going in with my feeder or my method or however I was getting it out there. Once I reduced the bait going in, my catch rate improved. It was obviously a tench venue and not a carp venue. If it was a hungry puddle pig venue, we were winning with carp, then I would have kept the feed going in at quite a rate. But tench venue, a little bit more picky. It'll be interesting to see how the weights are improving. I know Aaron, who's been on the live feed a few times, he's got a sack of skretting, so we've started a feeding program on the old river this year. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. A couple of pegs to rebuild. We'll get the junior angling going again with tackling mines. And unlike Salford Quays tonight, when I know when I go on the old river, we'll definitely get some rod tip action. Post on Facebook. Last time we saw the front end, which is gone live. Now that I'm just wondering if we move the light around a bit, are we going to get a better view than Roxy? We have to try these things, don't we? That make it any better? Cool. Well, he's not going to show up on there for 10 minutes anyway, is he? But, you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's live. No delay.
There we go. That make it any better. This will make it better. I don't actually need the light at the moment, so hang on. Let me do it that way. There we go. Can we see the rod tip better on your screen? Well, it'll take 10 minutes to run. Oh, no, we're live now. It's just out of focus, isn't it? Because it's focusing. Do you know what it's doing? It's focusing on the post, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's a bit rubbish because what we wanted it to do was focus on the rod tip. Except on my camera here, Phil, it has most definitely focused better on the rod tip. Looks like Old Trafford's on fire now, doesn't it? I don't know what steam that is. Where it's
From
coming
Guardiola.
from. Hot air from
It's
match.
still in there.
It's hot air from the Match of the Day studio. Come on, fishes. Play out. Play out with me. Well, we've got 6 watchers out there, so if you're watching, please press the little thumbs up, the like button. And if you're feeling really generous, give me a subscribe. So I've only got 2 people press the thumbs button. One person plus my mum. Isn't it amazing how few people walk past here at nightfall?
Yeah, this time of year.
Oh, look at that, we're up to 3 thumbs up. Well, it's 8:43. Give it another 7 minutes, and then we'll have another drop in. What's that? Right, so it's got paws that's running across the bridge,
It does.
or a rat, a great big king-size Salford rat, like something from James Herbert. I honestly don't know what it is over there. I don't know what industry it is that's got all of that steam coming out of it. You see? And it's not smoke, is it?
No, steam.
It's steam.
Might be because it's really freezing.
Very big
Air
central heat.
conditioners.
Very big central heating system going on there. But it beats being in the house watching Mrs. D's drivel on Netflix.
This is the thing. You stay at home and get brain rot. I'll come here and get brain.
What size did the carp go into? Giving my secrets away now, Steve. We stopped them at £3 in 2017. And they've been putting weight on every year, and I do know that towards the back end of 2022, the fish came out about £17.5. So we're hoping, I'll write it in the chat for you, we are hoping for 20. There we go. It's not really, we're hoping for a 20, Steve. With our fingers crossed. But really it's the tench are packing on weight, and they're averaging about £4. The odd one that's a little bit bigger. So I'm hoping to catch a £6 plus old river tench this year. Not a bad fish at all, is it? Decent sized tench, that's £6. Years ago,
Yeah.
£6 tench, £6 bream were considered to be specimens, weren't we?
Yeah.
So I suppose with the advent of high protein baits, the hair eggs and all the other sort of modern shenanigans and gadgetry, no one bats an eyelid until tench and bream reach double figures now, do they? You would certainly catch a double figure bream out of this bit of the Manchester Ship Canal without any issues, no problem at all. Some really good fishing there. Just not on the end of my rod tonight.
It's not tonight.
Not tonight, Josephine.
We're better on next week when we get on the Mersey.
Phil and I went fishing on Thursday, wasn't it, on the River Mersey, near to a place called the 1 o'clock Gun. So I was doing something for work, and involved fishermen and TV cameras. So after everything had quietened off and all the interviews had taken place and all the filming had taken place, I had a dabble in the Mersey near to the ferry terminal, and I caught a couple of whiting. And Phil had a cod, a couple of whiting, and a couple of dams. It wasn't bad for a few hours fishing, and we caught them on raw prawn. Because obviously we don't tackle shops around in Manchester don't sell sea fishing bait, or if they do, it's ranking. It's been at the bottom of the freezer for about 6 months. You defrost it and you bought like £5 worth of jelly that won't stay on your hook. But yeah, raw freshwater prawns, what you use on holiday to catch fish, works equally well to catch fish in the tidal Mersey. None of them were big, but we were getting bite every single cast. The place is absolutely chocker with dabs, whiting and cod at the moment. And it's easy as well. I mean, I use the carp set, I suppose, just a £3 Tesco carp rod. You've got on linked it onto Facebook.
Yeah, I've put it on.
Yeah. Here we go. Oh, 1 minute to go. I'll shut up. Reeling. But when it's like play school. When the big hand touches the 50, I'll reel in and have another dabble.
It's like, what window shall we look
What?
through
Yes,
today?
that's one. What window should we look through today? It was never the one that was slightly opaque that led into the ladies' bathroom, was it? Which is always the best window to look through. Any lad will tell you that. One that looks into the girls' toilets at school.
Perfect.
Well, I know. I don't care. That's the way we.
Strike on YouTube.
That's the way we used to roll. Well, the feed has certainly come back empty anyway, which is good news, because sometimes you cast out, I always make it a bit on the dry side, so it tends to fizz out of the feeder. But when I was a kid, I first started feeder fishing. Just feel up from the bottom, deep here. There we go. Hold on. When I first started feeder fishing, as a teenager, never get it quite right. And now, there we go.
And it come back full.
And it come back full. Yeah, it always come back full because I could never get my mix right. There we go. That's how I like it. It was a good idea moving the torch there and just shining it underneath the rod tip.
Yeah.
You see it a little bit better when it's lit like that. And it's not. No, it's white instead of blue. Come on, just rattle. Well, at least I've actually caught a fish this week, which is the most important thing. In fact, I've had quite a few whiting, so it was good fun. It's always a bit grim. I was going to say it's always a bit grim in Manchester, which everyone knows that anyway. But always a bit grim fishing in winter. So I'm back here on Thursday night, Phil, without a fishing rod.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
With I'm shining my shoes and I'm taking my wife out on a hot day. And I'm being forced. Well, I'm not being forced. I bought the tickets, obviously, but I'm going to go and watch Pride and Prejudice Revisited at the Lowry Theatre because I'm.
Like that.
Yes. It's the first time I've been in it in about 10 years. I was being moaned at saying, you never take me anywhere. You never do this, you never do that. Even though I take her out to Tesco or to the petrol station. I take her out all the time, Phil.
Yeah.
As you do. I take her on holiday. Stuff. And
They're never great.
never grateful. So this time I've taken the padlocks off the wallet. I've gone all in actually, so I pre-booked a pre-theatre meal. How's that? I know. Best seats in the house, stalls at the front, a couple of rows back in the middle. No expense spared. And it'll be terrible because I don't like. Was it Jane Austen who did Pride and Prejudice?
Yeah,
One of them.
I think so.
Yeah.
Or was it Bronte? Yeah.
Emily Bronte. It could be anybody of that gang. I don't read things like that. Yeah, one of them. One of those books that pseudo intellectuals really like. But it's not. It might have a bit of comedy to it. It's meant to be revisited. They might have given it a modern twist.
Yeah, there's probably not a Victorian inside.
But I'm not holding out hopes of having a great evening. And what am I do? I'll put my earbuds in. I'll put my earbuds in and I'll put some music on in my pocket and see if she notices. You only need to have one earbud, don't you? You can just put your hand over your head. Ugh. It's got a bit of a stiff neck. Hold it in with your hand and she'll never notice. I've got a track record of misbehaving when I take her out over the years. I took her to the ballet once in Manchester. Again, I've been nagged that you never take me anywhere, so I took her out to the ballet. I actually physically fell asleep and started snoring in one leg. You're an embarrassment. Yeah, I'm an embarrassment. Of course I am. Oh dear, you gotta love it. So come on, viewers, people out there in your warm living rooms.
Show us the sunlight.
Show us the sunlight. Show us you're out there. Either leave us a message in the chat or give me a thumbs up and a subscribe, and we'll know you're out there. But the rig's been in 7 minutes now. We'll give it till 9:05, which is another 10 minutes, 9 minutes away, and then we'll have another drop in. Now, what I was wondering, Phil, was under this light, if we actually got another floodlight on, could we actually stick float fish this at night? I mean, you can stick float it during the day.
Very luminous.
Yeah. If I ask Mike Coots, are you watching, Cootsy? Make me a luminous tip stick float with like a stick up insert. So I bet you £1 if I was fishing the Waggler here during the day till you'd catch fish. So these fish appear to be up in the water rather than topping.
Yeah.
Appear to be up in the water.
So wherever the grapevine do appear at night.
Yeah, nocturnal because of the cormorants. But it's an interesting way of spending the evening again. Get on your phone, Phil, and just look up the tide times. Just put Liverpool tide times, and then we'll see what it's going to be like on Wednesday. So I do like a dabble in the sea. And I'll get a full-on lighting rig. I'm going to go down to Tool Station and buy some battery-powered, some rechargeable batteries. Sorry, not rechargeable. I've got rechargeable batteries. I'll get some halogen lights from the Makita 6-amp batteries. It'll be like Stalag Luft with searchlights everywhere. Everyone will be able to see the rod tips. Come on, watchers, give us a thumbs up. Let's have a chat. Send me a message. Let's see what's going on. Because this rod tip isn't going on. My daughter today, she asked me, Daddy, why have you got a TikTok account? I said, TikTok? TikTok? It's Tic Tacs. She's going to be 8 soon, and she's slowly exploring the internet. Wednesday. I don't know. I don't even know what date it is today. I don't do dates anymore. 14th, is it? Sounds about right. 15th. Yeah. Use your phone. You just go on Tide Times UK.
Sunglasses.
Yeah. Yeah, look, Wednesday 18th, high tide, 1957. So that's quite handy because my wife finishes work early on a Wednesday. I've got nothing on. So we can get there about 3:30. No, we're not, because we're not getting there at 3:30. Low water's 2 o'clock. And high tide's 8 o'clock. And it's only an 8-metre tide. So the pull won't be too bad. So yeah, so Wednesday night is sea fishing night. And famous last words, oh, we're guaranteed a fish. But honestly, we are though. Now, Philly, it's 9 o'clock. I'm going to answer a call of nature, and you're going to keep your eye, if you don't mind, on that rod tip. Oh, has anything happened while I was away?
Nothing.
Oh dear. Oh dear. It says the graveyard shift. You know, watching these live feeds, you'd never think that you and I ever catch any fish at all. Because it has been a bit of a grim start. I know.
What
Time of the year, leaves on the line, wrong type of snow.
Wrong type of fishing.
Yeah, wrong type of fishing. wrong and fishermen's. That's the way we roll.
This is how the mob flows.
Well, we've got 9 people watching at the moment, and our record, believe it or not, is 10. It's pathetic, isn't it? But then again, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. What do you call it? What was that program called for kids? Why don't you go and do something less boring instead? Do you remember that? Why don't you? It was called.
Why don't you?
That was it. The program was called Why Don't You? The full title was Why Don't You Go and Do Something Less Boring Instead? The question for us is why don't we catch some fish? Well, we've got 2 minutes to go before we're going to get the real excitement of me reeling in, rebaiting and casting back out again. Which is as exciting as it's getting at the moment. You never know, all it needs is one fish to light my worm, and we're on fire then, rocking and rolling.
Temperature's dropping like a brick.
Well, it can't drop that much because it was 3 degrees when we left the house.
Okay.
Oh, do you know what I've forgotten to do? Oh no, I've remembered. I just thought, do you know, you have these panics? I just had a panic. I let the chickens out. Do you know, I got avian bird flu. I felt sorry for my chickens today, so I let them out in the garden for the first time in ages. And I just had that horrible thought that I'd forgotten to lock them away at night. Mr. Fox would have had them. So okay, we're back up to 9 watching. We need to get to 11. 11's the record. We've had 10 watchers at once. But, we've never made it to legs 11. What's number 9 in bingo? I don't know. I don't know.
I think it's old, number 9.
Yeah. What's 10 then?
Maggie's Den.
Is it?
Well,
Maggie, your favourite lady.
It's Rishi's Den, isn't it?
No, Rishi and 10 don't rhyme, do they?
Rishi's Den, number 10.
Rishi's Den, number 10. That's how you lose viewers if you do that.
I think it was Maggie's Den.
Maggie's Dead,
Right.
number 10. Oh dear. Right. I've got to give a talk in about fish and fishing and things like that. I've got to give a talk to the Institute of Fisheries Management on the 26th of February in Liverpool. Obviously about the River Mersey and fish and things like that. And I can promise you now that my opening slide at the Adelphi Hotel, after obviously my employer's name being up there, my first opening slide, my opening gambit, as always, is going to be a slide of Margaret Thatcher.
You fascist.
Followed by a slide of Michael Heseltine, followed by a slide of rioters, and then I'll have an egg box on the lectern ready to hand out if anybody wants to egg the screen. Because they're all a gang of lefties, Institute of Fisheries Management, all a gang of independent Guardian reading,
Quite right.
liberals. So yeah, just to balance things up, box of eggs. Oh, we're 1 minute overdue having a recast. Let's have a dabble. I didn't make up much ground, but hand on heart, I wasn't. There's got some depth on it, you know.
Yeah.
Right then. Oh, to 5 likes. The people out there are so generous.
There's a tiny floating past.
There's what, a telly?
Tiny.
Oh, yeah, one of them.
Yeah.
A Mersey salmon has just floated past. Right then, another, let's drop this one in and see what happens. Do you know we should fish with like 4 rods, Phil? 2 on your licence,
Yeah.
2 on my licence. And it's the only chance we've got. A Salford trout. There we go. Let's see what happens this time. Sorry, the rod tip's dicking about. That's me. There we go. We just want a rattle. That's all I want. I bet a lot of people in internet, YouTube land who aren't locals, like Steve, say, "Oh, we're fishing at Salford Quays," and they see this great big white rod tip, and the camera think we're sea fishing. Yeah, sadly not. Sadly not. I'll tell you, one of my ambitions for this year is to catch a carp from here, from the turning bay, one of these big carp from the turning basin. I've seen some absolute crackers over the years, and I do know that just to the right of the screen there's a place called Star, and I know 2 or 3 people at work there. Obviously they won't let me into fish.
CPC.
Is it called CPC?
CPC.
It's changed its name. But,
Or it was CPC.
there's a grain barge, and apparently the fish it's like a feeding frenzy every time the grain barge appears.
They do all the caramel and stuff.
That's
for
right.
Coca-Cola.
Yeah. I'm trying not to drink. I'm trying to wean myself off carbonated soft drinks and other stuff. As I didn't pass the New Year weigh-in. So I've got an overindulgent dad bod at the moment. And I'm going to try and reduce my waist size. Oh, not a lot. Just from a 66 to a spelt 34. No, not 66. I'm 38. I want to go from 38 to 34. Probably a stone and a half. That'll do me. So 15 stone 2, Phil. 15. I am. What a fancy. And I'd like to be about 13 and a half stone.
77 kilograms.
Or 77, about 13 stone. Yeah, it's about 13 stone. Is that what you are? I think I'm about 92 kilos. So if there's 7 kilos in a stone, yeah? 7 kilos is 14 pounds, isn't it? Thereabouts. So if I'm 92, 85, yeah, 2 stone. So you're about 13 stone. But you're a dwarf in comparison to me.
Yeah.
That's
Round the waist.
You're around the waist, standing height, yeah? Well, alright. Right, 11 minutes past 9 now. So we'll keep it in till 25 past. Oh. Yeah, we'll keep it in till 25 past. See how it goes. Well, I learned one lesson tonight. Anyways, don't start the live stream with the phone in vertical mode, because once you start it, you can't twist it round.
Yeah.
No. As the kids would say, I'm a bit of a noob. Yeah, so the only rod tip action we've had so far has been like a draw of about an inch slowly forwards and then backwards as something banged into the line. Bit sad. And we got up to 9 people watching at one point. 7 now, I think, yeah. Who's going to go to the Trafford Centre at the time? I know they have to run it, and they have to run it. When it goes past, just have a look and see how many's on. Not many. You get a seat on that tram tonight. Tomorrow morning it'll be like sardines, won't it? I've thought in the past we'd have a little bit of fun with the tram and do a Metrolink tram fishing map of Manchester. Where's the nearest place to go fishing to each tram stop on a day ticket, not a club watch, a day ticket. So people can have a whiz round the tram network with a fishing rod and have a dabble. When I'm really, really bored, I might do that one. Get on Google Maps, start writing down all the fisheries near to a tram stop. Tip out. I think it's done what it's done before. Stretch forward a bit, bounces back. It's just hitting the line. Obviously, after all this rains, a lot of debris in the river. Can you see, Phil? Just a slight movement on the tip.
It's crap, man.
You're not allowed to say that word. It's not a YouTube word. But then again, I do set it as this video's not made for kids, for obvious reasons. So it put them off fishing for life, wouldn't it? Watching this.
Putting everybody off fishing.
This is what fishing's all about. This is how you do it. I think next time we come fishing, we're not going to come under it because it's blue light. If we went on the bridge, the next bridge down has got LEDs on it, so it constantly changes colour. So it'd be psychedelic fishing. Not many people out and about Sunday night in Salford. Change that freezing cold. You come here in the summer, it's really busy actually. All the bright young things keeping fit and promenading, which I must say makes for very nice eye candy.
You're not supposed to say that.
Well, why? How do you know if I mean boys or girls eye candy?
It,
yeah. In modern times now.
Yeah. 21st century.
No, you're not. You're in the. Oh, yes, you are. I was going to say you're in the 20th.
You're going to say the 18th.
No, I was going to say the 23rd century after that year, 2023. But obviously, I'm just totally and utterly ignorant. Aren't I? See, that's what you get from a Salford education. No punctuation, no grammar, but I know how to roll a fat one. In the dark with one hand. Come on, Rod it. 8 minutes till we have another dabble.
There's definitely central heating next to you.
Could be anything. But nobody else has got a central air conditioning unit that pumps out like that. Even my missus in the morning when she goes up for work and she turns everything on. Our boiler doesn't kick anything out like that. I'm quite safe talking about my missus, in the evening. because the last thing she's ever going to do on earth is tune in to watch me fishing on a video live stream, or even on a playback later on when it comes on the internet. It's the last thing she's going to do. So I'm quite safe to discuss domestic issues.
I don't know what that building is.
Which one? That white one, I don't know either.
It might be a hot water bed.
Oh, Carol's turned up. Like a bad smell. Hi Carol. We're blanking again, pal. I know I haven't got a dead bait out in the margins, but I should do. It's absolutely, Ship Canal's absolutely tanking through, so that everything's got to be in the margins. But next time, Carol, especially for you, I'll bring a dead bait, and I'll bring a pike rod, because there are plenty of pike in the margins there. Anyway, you've been on lurking there, Carol, now for 5 minutes. I'm going to watch you press the like button. Come on, give me a like. Tip it up from 5 to 6, please. And anybody else who's lurking in YouTube land, press the thumbs up button and give me a like. Whereabouts am I? Come on, Carol. You must know where I am. I'm at Salford Quays, but I'm on the Ship Canal side with the Lowry Theatre right behind my back, and I've got the lift.
Manchester United.
I've got the lifting bridge above my head. Hang on. And Manchester United's opposite. I'll pick up the camera and I'll give you a little tour of where we are. Hang on, because the rod tip ain't moving.
Okay.
No, Phil's going to keep his on it. So down there to the left, it's Manchester city centre in the distance. The little red strip, Carol. In the right hand side is Manchester United. That one there, Imperial War Museum. In the distance we've got the Dayglow Bridge, which is currently green. I'm probably going to turn to blue in a minute, so we'll hold on that. See if it does change colour. Or is it just going to stay on green and prove me wrong? That is staying on green. Never does it when you want to. And then obviously the Lowry Theatre behind us. Great big blue lights to stop junkies shooting up. Oh yeah, hang on. Yeah, bridge has turned blue. There we go. So now you know where we are. I only chose this place, Carol, in case it rained. We can stay dry, can't we? Hiding under the bridge. But I came on Friday night with Phil to take a few photos, and there were loads and loads of fish topping. So it inspired me. We've only seen one tonight. It inspired me, Carol, to come and have a fish. There was a toss-up between here and Drinkies, but with it being 3 degrees, fishing Drinkies at night in 3 degrees didn't inspire me with any sort of confidence. Are you at work again, Carol? You're putting a hard shift in for your employer on YouTube in work time? Yes, you're grafting. You're grafting on YouTube. And oh right, you're in Eccles by the Ship Canal as well. So you're about a mile downstream of us. Does your works back onto the Ship Canal, or is it just near the Ship Canal? Because if it backs onto the Ship Canal, we're going to come to your works car park and fish and come fishing as your guests. We're going to get more guests on your waters.
There's some right lumps down there.
Yeah, down near Barton Bridge, there's some fantastic fish. Oh, a couple of messages come up. Lee Garner. Good evening, brave and foolish. Being out in this weather.
My Jedi friend.
Yeah, Lee, you're not
Very
wrong there.
brave
You're not
and
wrong.
foolish.
Yeah, brave and foolish. More foolish than brave. Because our rod tips have hardly moved. Tip. Going back to work. Right then. It's on the other side of the road from the Ship Canal. That's no good. Get a proper job. Carol, get a proper job actually by the Ship Canal. With no fence in between. And then you can work and you can have a rod out on an alarm and you can have your receiver thingy. Your receiver unit with you at work, so you'll get bleeps and you can run to your rod and strike. That's got to be the ultimate job, that, doesn't it? Go to work 10 minutes early, chuck your rods in, set your alarm, set your receiver, go and do your job. When it vibrates, run back and reel in. That'll do me. They do me more than this, but I've got one more minute. We're on the last minute now before we have a chuck in again. We reel in and the excitement of a rebate. I wonder if Mike Green's out there tonight. Or I bet Mike Green will have had his oval team by now, wouldn't he?
Wish you would have him mine.
He'll have his nightcap on. Do you know, I'm sure sometimes it's not Carol who comes on the live chat. Because he says the same thing every time, doesn't he? Have you got a live bait in down the margins? It's like his catchphrase, isn't it? He's a bot.
Yeah, Carol's got a bot.
Carol, you're a bot. Will the real Carol please stand up? Right, I'm standing up now. It's time for a redo, a recast. I caught a leaf. Not even a gudgeon, it's terrible, isn't it? I'd sell my soul for a gudgeon tonight. There we go. What are we after tonight? Lee, I'll just put it in front of the camera so you can see. Bit of a wrong colour. But there we go. I'll just dangle it there. We've got a open end feeder and a little bit of a worm. There it is. There's the worm. There's the feeder. Take it away. That's it. You can see a bit better now. Dead simple rig on a bead. Size 14 hook. Oh dear, and that's not how we want it to work. Drop the bait in. Oh, just got tangled round the rod somehow. It's the problem with fishing in the dark, isn't it? When you do get the line just twisted round your rod set. You don't notice until it's too late. That's better. Good job there's no shortage of ground bait. I think I'm having technical issues there with the. That's better. We're in a midnight tangle. We're not now. It's not midnight, right? Yeah. There we go. Let's more ground baiting. There we go. Chop it nice and full. Make sure it's running this time. There we go. Right. Cast back in again. Losing the will to live now. Can't do much longer, Phil, but we can inflict this on ourselves. Tiger! Going really good, Tiger. I'm wearing Nick Behan's crown at the moment. You understand what I mean. Nick the Blank, who very proudly has sent me some photographs of fish that he's catching in New Zealand. This looks good. So I did say to him, Tiger, that there's only Nick that has to go the other way, to the other side of the world to catch a fish, because he can't catch any here. But I can't abuse him too much, so I want him to plaster my kitchen in a couple of weeks at mate's rates. So I'll be nice to him. It looks Ely. No, it doesn't look Ely. We're at you know where we are, Tiger? We're next to Man United. You can see it, and you can see the words Manchester United in red on the far left strip of your screen. That's right. So we're under the bridge outside the Lowry, and we'll be here for another 15 minutes, maybe half an hour. Because I won't turn into a pumpkin at midnight. I'll turn into a block of ice here. It's freezing. But in it to win it and all of that. And seeing as though you're a mate and you've known me for years, you can press the thumbs up button on your phone. Give us a like. Give me and Phil a like. Because that's the only thing we're catching tonight. We're fishing for likes. We're not catching any fish. Visitors coming back. We collected some pigeons, and in a minute some people are going to walk past. The first people in over an hour. Oh no, we had the jogger, didn't we?
And we've had a skateboarder go over.
And we've had a skateboarder go over the bridge. Was a bit noisy. No, it's multicultural Salford, I don't know. No, what did you?
Kevin Lowry.
No.
Manchester Rumors.
Oh. What, on one of the Facebook groups, yeah.
Well, that Warrington Guardian post, you know, about sharks in
Was that in the Warrington Guardian or the Liverpool? I can't
No, it was in Warrington, yeah.
Well, it's been in a few
they
things.
picked it up.
They syndicated it, yeah. They syndicated it, yeah.
So, well, I put a post on it. It's a bit of artistic license by the Guardian, and he thinks these are common, because everybody was freaking out thinking they were mangoes.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So these are common estuary species of the shark family, which anglers see all the time. The article main news is about the increase in diversity of all species of fish, but maybe that's not sensational. The sharks come to bite your toes off.
Yeah, you're gonna get. Is it safe to go back in the sea?
Got 6 lines.
Oh, hang on, Lee Garner's pulling our chain here now. He says, how long have you been out for? He says, I mean, fishing and not out of the asylum.
2 bloody long, yeah.
Well, I do live in Prestwich, Lee.
Yeah. Got
You know,
4.
I've got farmer's Phil says it rubs off after a bit. But we've been out since 7:45. So an hour and 45 minutes now.
So this guy put a post on Ever the Optimist, you know, millions of pounds spent cleaning up our wastewater systems, yes. Then what are they doing? Dumping raw sewage into the water by the very companies that are supposed to be cleaning up the environment.
Well,
The Environment Agency just takes a blind eye, it seems. One place accounts for lockdowns, but killing fish stocks, including marble, shrimp, and shrimp. Other stretches of the wilderness.
well, he's not wrong, is he? He's not wrong.
He's not wrong, no. So I just thought, well, it's, you know. So I thought, I'm not condoning.
Go on, you're not condoning what?
I'm not condoning the actions of the EU by any means, or the lack of government investment in the EA by any means either. We know all the problems afflicting our waterways. That said, to counteract such things, we need hard evidence. That is what these surveys are
I'll
all
tell you
about.
what, you give it the full paragraphs on these answers.
Yeah. The facts seem to support the contention that despite all the problems, there has been a marked improvement since the early 2000s. Probably the fact that the huge decline in levels of industrial toxic effluent has been a major factor in the improvement. Ongoing monitoring of the situation is key in this. The survey is ongoing and this year is already underway, thanks to Mersey anglers and Mike and his efforts in setting it all
Oh, you're so kind.
and the parties showing interest.
I thought you'd gone a bit quiet. You've been writing War and Peace, haven't you? Oh well. I'm glad you did that instead of upsetting the American religious far right.
Well, I could do that anytime I want. It's quite funny actually.
For anybody who's listening, my hobby's fishing. Phil's hobby, sitting next to me on Facebook or whatever, Twitter or whatever he's on, upsetting the flat earthers and Bible bashers in America.
And there's a lot of them.
And there's a lot of them. So it keeps me company while I'm fishing. Carry some of them back here.
One thing you can do, if you do that with the Americans, you can always guarantee a bite there.
Hallelujah. No, you can't say that. That's not a YouTube word, you know.
Get off. In the 1720s,
Oh dear, go on.
old records.
Speak
show-
up for the camera. In the 1720s,
In
old
the
records
1720s.
show.
Old records show sturgeon, mullet, lobsters and oysters being caught near Warrington.
Yeah, that's true. And a dead mullet washed up a couple of years ago. I've seen. Sorry, a dead sturgeon washed up. Dead on the back of an Australian shoulders. A sturgeon washed up about 18 months ago on New Jersey. And as for mullet, you can see them every day, and lobsters you can catch in Birkenhead docks. So all of these things are coming back, which is good, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's all the debris? Jeff has got. So what's all the debris going past? It's all the rubbish from the riverbanks of North Manchester, Jeff, that's going past. Because the Irwell near my house, its average average height in summer is 0.65 metres, and at the moment it's 2 metres because of all the rain. So it's a metre. The river's 1.5 metres up in height. So all of this is flood debris that's coming past. So you can see the speed of it. It's going through at quite a speed, Jeff. Normally, it goes through at this place here. It's going through at a snail's pace, absolute snail's pace. Tonight, it's caning through. Your battery's rubbish on that phone.
Oh, that's
So you've only used 40% of your battery in 2 hours. That's glad I've not got an iPhone. That's Mr. Musk. Elon is ripping you off because he wants to buy some more Dogecoin. Oh, thanks for doing the. Absolutely. I'll tell you what, Jeff. I love doing these. I've just started doing these live streams. So give us a thumbs up and a subscribe. But we like doing them because it gets us out of the house. I'd be suffering Netflix dramas with my wife, and she's forced. What I don't know if I ever got divorced, could do you know they call it mental cruelty and what else, all the things that women use? What do you call it now? There's mental cruelty. There's financial control. Coercive behaviour. Yeah, well, in my house, my wife has implemented coercive behaviour. Oh, look at that rod tip go.
Yeah, there's a load of debris.
Is it load of debris? Let's have a check, or is it?
Oh,
it's a raft. I've collected my own raft there. Hang on, let's just give it a jiggle. There we go. Set it on its way again.
There's a load of it.
Yeah, I've snagged some Japanese knotweed. There we go. That's a bit better. But coercive behaviour. My wife, mental cruelty by making me watch all these horrible programs on Netflix. Orange is the New Black was what I've watched every. I've not watched it. She has. Every single season of Grey's Anatomy. It's pretty bad stuff, and I'm sure I could find a solicitor if we ever really fell out and I needed to. I could find a solicitor who would argue my case for me. And now I've put the rod so that people can't see the rod tip. There we go. It's under the light now. That's a bit better.
Yeah.
I need to. I was going to say I've stolen the batteries from my wife's doodah. But if I say I've stolen it from my wife's doodah, people really wonder where these batteries have been. But no, I've stolen them from the little lights that she's got round her side of the bed. Not from a doodah machine. There we go, 42. We'll cast in again in another 3 minutes. We'll give it, and then we'll have the last 15 minutes and pack up at 10 o'clock. It'll be time for bed. Because no doubt the kids will get me up at ridiculous o'clock.
Look at frostbite.
Well, yeah, and Phil's losing the will. He's now wishing to put on 2 pairs of socks.
Oh no, my feet are alright.
Your feet are warm?
Yeah, my feet and legs. Everything else is alright.
Oh. That's the sacrifices you have to make to catch fish in the winter, in January at night.
Amputated fingers.
Yeah, that's the one. We'll get on you. Your fingers and toes will all be black and gangrenous. I'll tell you what's happened. Do you know what? There is a lot of debris coming past that.
Loads of it.
Do you know what has happened? I know, I've realised. Because the wind's dropped, all of that debris that was up in the basin
It's all got pulled down.
is all now floating down, isn't it?
It's all
We might,
coming down the side.
yeah, it's all on the way. Is it just coming down the edge?
Yeah.
Or is it coming down the middle as well?
Well,
Maybe just have a look.
most of it's
Hang on.
going down the edge.
Yeah, what we need to do is, right, I'm going to have a recast in now, and I'll cast over the top of it, if I can. Let's have a look. But Jeff, it's been a bit grim, pal. Not a single bite. Not a single bite. But hey ho, you're going to need one bite, don't you? It all changes. One bite.
Oh, it's a big raft of it coming down.
You expect me to pair of blankets?
How you doing?
I'm okay.
You're meant to be in
All right.
work.
Hello, pal.
Yeah, good.
You just finished?
You've just finished. No, you've not, Carol.
Yeah,
Listen,
yeah.
hang on, I've got a hook in my hand.
Alright.
Nice to see you, pal. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
You were in town this afternoon with your...
Oh no, just finished work.
So how could you be in Manchester?
Because I work just there.
And then you just like done a couple of hours?
Yeah, the plant's not going, so the boss man is on the fire.
That's not bad. Is he going to pay you then?
Yeah,
We're on the last 15 minutes now.
okay.
10
And the
o'clock.
fish.
No, not even a single bite.
A bit of a tug on it though.
There's a lot of tow on it, isn't there?
There's a load of debris coming down.
Yeah, it's just that the wind's changed direction and it's
Okay.
pushing all of the debris that was in the basins into the main canal here. So there's a lot of rubbish. It's only like 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, I thought I'd come and see you on the way home.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
come and stay for the last 15 minutes. Where have you
Yeah, yeah,
parked?
Across there,
Oh, I know.
like on the side.
But you're not paid, have you?
No, no, no. It says boost cameras, but I don't think they operate at night.
Yeah, it's one of the problems with Salford Quays is that parking, the council know how to extract money from people.
Yeah, it's a rip-off time.
Rip-off, rip.
Oh,
Have you ever fished before? or no?
I've never fished this bit before, no. But I fished round the corner opposite the Match of the Day studio,
Okay.
and that's really good. But I thought it was going to rain.
I've seen some friends in the summer talking about.
Have you?
markets.
We came on the other night and there was loads of fish chopping there.
full of fish here.
It's always the way, isn't it? If you've just been here the other night, it would be funny.
Yeah.
There's some decent fish as well. Decent sized fish.
Yeah. But
Hi Gareth, I can see you there on the live chat. What fish are we targeting? Anything that's daft enough to eat my worm. I've got a
casino?
Oh, yeah,
open end
yeah.
feeder on, with a little bit of ground bait, bit of chop worm, and
Further down,
chop worm on the hook.
there's like a walkway.
But as yet, we've not really had much. We just had a little pull on the tip then,
Yeah.
which was nice to see.
Yeah.
But as Jeff says, the drop in temperature, because it was 11 degrees yesterday, and I think it's probably, it's 2 or 3 degrees now, isn't it?
3.5
Three.
in my car.
3.5 in Carol's car, it says.
Yeah, I know. Castle.
But we'll keep going. I say Wednesday night, I'm not worried, because when we get out on Wednesday, we're going to do a bit of sea fishing down the other end, under the other end of this canal, and we'll catch plenty. We'll get sick of whiting. But, I don't mind whiting because they taste really nice. But I won't actually eat any fish that come out of the Mersey because I know they're swimming in diluted sewer filth.
You know, you walk like on this side of the canal.
What a lot of people do.
There's like
Fair
little
play to them.
canals,
But sort of like
Yeah.
that's
like
it.
little old sections. Somebody
With
goes
estuary
to
fish, and it's
yeah.
not that clean, sort of like bioaccumulating
That's
toxins, aren't they?
one big one. It wasn't Ship Canal.
Open one.
Yeah.
One of the bridge water.
Yeah.
I think. Would you like a short, sharp, cold week, aren't we? A beast from the east. Carol, you're Polish. It's your fault. You're from the east.
Come on.
There you know. I know.
Yeah. Yeah, like shallow. Yeah. That's what they call it.
Well, you go there in May and June. That over there.
Opposite the
Well, the-
opposite the
The new apartments. Yeah, it was- yeah.
But there is like an old barge there, and this island with
Yeah.
all these like figures.
Oh, the gnomes, Gnome Island.
Yeah, gnomes,
Yeah,
yeah.
Gnome
Yeah.
Island.
Around
Oh,
there.
yeah. We'll have a
We've had a pipe there.
Yeah.
That way. That's,
we're just saying it's your catchphrase now, isn't it? Just put a dead bait down the edge. Put a
Yeah,
dead
yeah.
bait in the margin.
Yeah.
That's,
Get
it's
that
the
bait
cat-
out.
yeah.
That's what I would be.
If you were asleep somewhere in an airport and I saw you and gave you a shake, you go, put a live bait in the margin. First thing that comes out your mouth. Live bait in the margin.
That way.
Dead bait, sorry. Well, I'm the live baiter. I like a live bait. Single hook through the top lip.
I'm not.
People on the line.
That flow, does it reverse at any time? No, it's not. Even though it's a canal where we are, it's actually a river, Jeff.
I went there.
If you get on Google Maps and have a look at it, and look at Lowry Theatre, Manchester, that's where we're fishing now. And you'll see that there's all the rivers of North Manchester
So I came at night. So loads of
join the become the Manchester Ship Canal, which then flows into the Mersey estuary. So even though it's flowing water and it is river water, it's really weird here because there's no closed season because it's officially classed as a canal
Well, I used to fish.
rather than a flowing river. But it is actually a river.
Yeah.
So where the classification changes from being the River Irwell to the Manchester Ship Canal, on the 15th of June or whatever day is the season finishes and starts, you can be fishing on one side of the bridge illegally, move 10 yards to the other side, downstream side of the bridge, and you're fishing legally again, which is a bit ridiculous. Oh, Jeff lives at Bellevue. Got you. I've ridden an elephant there, back in the day. I'm old.
I remember when we fished on the little tiny baits.
Oh, look at the size of this raft coming through here now. I've caught a raft. The wind direction's changed slightly. And that's because of that now. Look at that. No, it's the heck. It's that raft of rubbish. We're going to call it a night because there's no point in fishing here now because all I'm doing is catching the rubbish. Should we have one last cast? And I'll see if I can launch it out over the top. I'll look a bit. One last cast, because Carol's come all the way from Eccles to see us at Salford Quays. I haven't seen Carol for months. I haven't seen you for months. A long time. So we're not going to go just yet. We'll stay for one last cast. And we'll launch it out. I know. This is all from the turning basins. We'll launch it out a little bit out there for a change. Yeah. Let's see what happens with that one. So we're cast out over the debris line now, because it looks like most of the debris
On the side.
is coming down this inside line. It's weird standing there and people walking.
Yeah.
It was weird before. Someone went over us over the top of the skateboard.
All right.
Sounded like a train. Yeah, sounded like there's a train on the way.
Whoever walks over.
Whoa. That's not clever, is it? Because well, it's all right. That's what happens when you're using that. There we go. That's what happens when you're using that. I think it's a rubber rest. There we go. That's it.
Yeah, but I bet everyone that walks past the bridge think fucking hell, windows there. That's right.
Security
Jeff Prunty says you can't catch elephants at Bellevue now. No, I think they don't even do dog racing at Bellevue anymore, do they?
Just some cars, I think.
Some cars.
Selling cars, yeah.
Selling cars. So they used to do stock motorbike races as well. Yeah, Bellevue Aces.
I think they're still going on.
Yeah.
Buffalo Bill.
If you had a Buffalo Bill, came on back in
Oh, hang on, it's the theatre coming out. 9:54. Yeah, all the hoi polloi's coming out the theatre.
Wild West. Real Indians.
Car auctions. Hang on, Phil says the Bellevue site is now British Car Auctions, and the old Greyhound track is gone and is now a housing estate. Do they still have, Jeff? Do they still have dirt bike racing there? What do they call it? Bellevue Aces. What do they?
Bellevue Race.
Motocross.
Yeah. I think we moved to a different stadium.
They moved to a different stadium, right?
I think they're still going.
Look, near my office in Salford, Jeff, they used to have a dog track there, Salford dog track. That's gone,
Yeah.
and that's a casino now. And obviously Salford Racecourse was gone years ago. Became a university, didn't it? And now it's a load of houses owned by Fred Dolan. So Manchester's changing.
At least the Wild West. That real Indians.
Ah. Speedway Aces is now in a new stadium. Phil.
Okay.
4 minutes to go, and then I'm going to call it a day.
Like in Western movies. You know?
But while the show was here, some of the Indians
Oh dear. Pocahontas in Salford. Kirkman's Lane is now the international stadium. Wow.
Still an association between Salford
Yeah. All of the debris that was hanging around in the basins before, which gets blown in. Now the wind's gone, it's all been taken out by the current, so it's dragging past us, which is sad, because it's ruined the last half an hour of fishing really. But now we're on 9:37, and that is enough. Let's just reel in. Thank you very much for watching. Come back on Wednesday night. We'll be sea fishing. We'll catch some more. There we go. That's it. What's that? What? You need to be careful of Phil's true stories. There we go. Let's release the worm. Phil's telling Carol stories here now, and Carol doesn't know whether to believe him or not about Buffalo Bill in Salford. I know it's true, but it's so far-fetched these days that people would think about that. But there we go. Phil's told stories. He'll be telling. I'll tell you what. If he'll be telling you he's caught a fish soon, that really would be a told story. Right then, Jeff and everybody else, thank you very much for watching, keeping us company. Well, I'm now picking up. Carol's joined us. Look, here's Carol. Say hello, Carol.
Hey up.
Here's Phil. Here's me. Brrr, cold. Can't feel my toes.
Is it for?
That's that word that begins with F isn't a YouTube word. But thank you very much and good night.
Okay.
And we'll see you on Wednesday night, 6 o'clock onwards. So we cod whiting, dab fishing in Merseyside. See you later.
Just